Welcome to the US Kiss Vinyl Reference YouTube channel. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Alright folks, welcome to another episode of the US Kiss Vinyl Reference. I am your host, Mike Stone, as always. And for an episode today, I had a friend suggest this one to me a week or two ago now. This is basically going to be what's left that Mike needs. Now, this is not an episode that means I am attempting to buy this stuff right now. I'm not. I mean, sure, if I find something out in the wild that I need and it's like kind of cheap, well, yeah, I'll pick it up. But yeah, I'm not going to pester somebody I know that has these items and try to buy them right now. I'm just not really in a spot to. So we'll get that out of the way. This isn't Mike begging. So. Somebody was just asking me what all variations I've needed, and I mean, I have showed it in past episodes what I've needed. You know, it's obviously stuff that I'm not holding up, but we'll just we'll wrap all that stuff together into one big clump of shit and tie it up with a bow and present it to you. So going to do LPs and 45s. I don't have much of either left, but you know, I think I got enough to limp through an episode. So I'll let you get comfortable, and I will be back shortly. Alright folks, welcome back. So, as I said before, this is basically going to be Mike's shit that he doesn't have list kind of episode. It's kind of wordy. I'll think of something else for the little title screen there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I was talking to a friend of mine a week or two ago in a message chat, and he was asking what all I had left, and I was away from my computer and everything at the time, so I didn't have a list handy. And I told him it was basically in all the episodes the stuff that I'm not holding up, but you know, yeah. We'll get all this together. I hate to sound braggy, but you know, there's not a whole lot left. But you know, the stuff that is left is pretty high up there. So I'll do it in sections. I'll do LPs first, and then I'll do 45s. That's about the best way I can think of to do it. If I try to do everything chronologically, skipping back and forth between LPs and 45s, I'll get jumped up and forget where I'm at. So okay, so news. I believe since the last time we saw each other, a anniversary edition of Animalize was announced just out of the blue. Yeah, nobody was expecting that. I mean, not this time of year, you know, its release date is in September, so that's kind of when people would have started looking for it. So yeah, it just kind of randomly came up last Friday. Today's August what is the day? August the 2nd. So yeah, last Friday is when it came up. Just caught everybody off guard. So yeah, there's that. People are getting their Dynasty reissues that they ordered. Some of it's kind of a mess, but you know, that's neither here nor there. Other than that, I don't have any more news. So let's get into this sucker, shall we? So, Mike's want list / need list. I'm just going to be direct and to the point about it and describe it the best that I can, but I don't have nothing to hold up in my hands, so of course I'll be dropping pictures in, but so I guess we'll start off with the LPs, and this is all as far as I know. I mean, everything that I have showed and talk about on these episodes, that is not like an end-all be-all list. I don't know if I have this close to everything, or if there's stuff out there that I just don't know about. I don't know. So, we're going to start off, and like I said, I'm going to do records and then 45s. I'm going to do chronological both. So records is going to be chronological and then 45s, if that makes any sense. So for LPs, we're going to skip to double platinum. So yeah, that's a pretty far jump. As far as I know, I've got everything before double platinum. So I am missing a couple of CRC variants. Now, CRC is Columbia Record Club. You know, the whole catalog just about up to Asylum, minus a couple of titles like Creatures and the Originals. I think that's it. Was issued through the Columbia House Record Club. And those could be marked on the jacket either by being printed on the jacket somewhere, or it'll have a sticker that says CRC on it. So the variations of double platinum that I'm missing has a CRC sticker on the back, and the first one has a gatefold with Paul and Gene on both sides of the gatefold, as you can see here. This picture was given to me courtesy of Tom Daniels. Alright, notice on both sides of the gatefold it's the same pictures. Paul and Gene, Paul and Gene. Alright. And then the next variation of double platinum that I'm missing is, again, with a CRC sticker on the back. And you guessed it, it has Ace and Peter on both sides of the gatefold. And I believe this picture was given to me by Ryan Barks. I could be wrong. There are a couple of folks I know that have that variation, so it's either Ryan Barks or Luis Gonzalez. So I'll throw both of your names out there just so I know I got the right one. So yeah, that's the two variations of double platinum that I'm missing, and they are quite tricky to find, obviously. So the next up is Unmasked. I am missing a variation of Unmasked, and it also is a CRC, Columbia Record Club. It has it printed on the back of the jacket. The CRC stickers ran up to Dynasty. I've not seen a title past Dynasty that's had a CRC sticker. So the variation that I'm missing has that Unmasked custom label, and it looks like a normal Unmasked label. If you go all the way over there to the left hand side under where it says side 1 and stereo, you'll see a number 73. So that is the variation that I'm missing, is that plant number there. I have a Filmworks label Unmasked with a number 73, but I do not have that custom label. I believe that picture came from Tom Daniels again, so thank you, Tom, for helping out. And then music from the Elder. So I have talked about the Elder a lot over the years, groups. I like it. And I have also said how the very top of my want list has a few variations of the Elder on it. So I have long lusted after these two variations I'm about to show you. The first one up here on the screen. So what makes this different, first and foremost, is the number 26 that you'll see there by the thumb. I have not seen another Elder label with a number 26. The next thing that makes this special from the others is looking at the track listing. So I'm going to throw both labels up here, both sides. You'll see that the track listing matches the order on the back of some jackets. It starts with Fanfare, and it does not have Escape from the Island. This is the original intended track listing before they decided to change it to the one that we all knew up until 1997 when the remasters came out. So yeah, that track listing, and since this is such a rare piece, I'm gonna not say who owns it. I might have something going on in the works with that person, and I don't want to take their thunder away from them. So that's the ones that I'm missing for the Elder. Just one. All right, and then the next one, it's up here on the screen, both sides. It's that same track listing, starts with Fanfare, and then it does not have Escape from the Island. And all the way over to the left hand side of the label by the thumb, where it says manufactured and marketed and all that, it's got a number 53. Now, there is a 53 label that has the track listing that we all know, that starts off with the Oath and all that. So these two are pretty rare records, and again, I don't really want to say who owns that one because, you know, they might not want to be bothered, but I've pestered them quite a bit. So that is, one more LP, and I'm looking at my list right here. So now we're going to skip all the way ahead to Crazy Nights, and this is one that I have recently just seen. So I'm going to throw up a picture of my BMG Record Club issue. You see that there's a number 70 and a number 53. Alright? And they're both on the left-hand side. Now, there's another variation of it that I'm showing here that just has the 70. If you look all the way over to the far left in that rim text, there's no 53. So that's another one that I'm missing there. So, and that is all of the LPs that I'm aware of that I'm missing. So yeah, not such a big list. Alright, and now we will get into 45s. So obviously I am missing the Blue Label Let Me Go Rock and Roll Hotter Than Hell stock copy, just like damn near everybody else that collects 45s is missing. Pictures, sure, here you go. And that thing is just rare as shit. It's a unicorn is what it is. I know of 4 confirmed copies. I'm not saying that there's only 4 that exist. That's just what I know of. I know the owners of 3 of those copies, And then I know that the fourth one is in the Vegas Kiss Museum. So yeah, that's a big one for me that I'm looking for. And then the next one is the Strutter 45. And if you remember back to the debut episode when I showed the 45s, I pointed out that there was two different variations of the B-side. So there is a version that lists 100,000 years correctly, 100,000, and then there is a version that lists it incorrectly here, and it's missing a 0 at the end. Well, I am missing the incorrect one. And from what I have heard from other collectors, that seems to be the easier one to find. Well, I've got the harder one to find in my rack. And then, I have had a second hard one to find that I've traded off to a buddy of mine. So yeah, there's a Strutter and 100 years. And pretty sure I can't remember where I got that picture from. I want to give credit where I can because it only seems right. Stuart Gregory is the fella who supplied me with the picture of the B-side here. Alright. So, up next, well, I kind of went out of chronological order by saying Let Me Go first, but up next I have a Filmworks variation of Let Me Go Rock and Roll with Hotter Than Hell. And if you look all the way over to the left hand side, you'll see a number 72. So that's a Filmworks 1.5. It's a reissue from 79 to 81. That seems to be a pretty tricky one to find also. So, missing that one. Alright, next one up is Rock and Roll All Night, backed with Getaway. And this is a variation of the Blue Label. So the variation that I have right here, if you look up, there's no gap on the left-hand side between the Kiss logo and the produced by text. Alright? And then the variation that I'm missing right here, look on the left-hand side, there's a gap between the Kiss logo and the produced by. So, yeah, missing that one. And then up next is Come On and Love Me. So, again, it's a variation of the Blue Label, the stock copy. So, the one that I have right here, if you look on the right hand side, it doesn't say anything about stereo. Alright? And then the one that I need right here, if you look to the right hand side, it says stereo. Alright, and those last two came from Tom Manning. So the Rock and Roll All Night and the Come On and Love Me, both of those came from Tom Manning. Alright, next up is a live version of Rock and Roll All Night, the Live Studio 45. It was reissued on a Filmworks label right here. And I haven't found that one yet. Thanks to Tom Manning for that photo. And then we are going to skip ahead to... Did I say Tom Manning? I'm sorry, it was Tom Daniels. Too many Toms. Alright. Skipping ahead to... Alright, so I forgot one. and I'm going to go ahead and George Lucas some shit in here. So we just done the Rock and Roll All Night 45. We're going to skip up to Detroit Rock City, Backed with Beth. Now, for years, it has been believed that Detroit Rock City was never issued as reissued as an A-side, and well, we have proof right here that it was on the Filmworks label. So look over there on the left hand side, you'll see that it says side A, and then I will throw up another reissue and beside this one. You can see that Detroit Rock City is side A here on the left hand side of your screen, and then on the right hand side of your screen you'll see Beth is side A. So yeah, I forgot about that one, so I'm going to go ahead and slide that on in here. So the Peter Criss 45, Don't You Let Me Down, on a Camel label. I really want this one. I have the other solo 45s on Camel labels, and then the Strutter 78 45 on the Camel label. The ones that I just rattled off there should not be on a Camel label. I mean, the Camel label was done by early mid 77, so you know, all these releases from 78 on a Camel label, they're oddities. And so Ace has one, Paul has one, and then Double Platinum, the Strutter 78, is on a Camel label. Never seen or heard of a Gene solo 45 on a Camel label, but Peter is definitely the hardest one to find out of that bunch. So yeah, I would really like to get a hold of that one just to kind of complete that section there. Alright, moving forward to Shandy, backed with She's So European. So I'm going to put up the one that I have because I am missing a variation of it. Alright, so the one I have right here, if you look all the way to the left hand side, you'll see a number 19. Alright, now if you go all the way to the right hand side underneath where it says the catalog number and such, you'll see in parentheses that it says NB 2282. Alright, so the variation that I'm missing right here, same layout, same plant number, go to the right hand side underneath the catalog number, it says in parentheses OC 405, and then here's the two of them together just so you can kind of see them side by side. So yeah, missing that one. Next up is another variation of Shandy, and this is a retail copy backed with She's So European. And right here, look all the way over to the left underneath the KISS logo, you'll see a number 25, that plant number. I haven't located that number 25 yet. I have a promo with a number 25 on it, but I do not have a retail copy. Alright. And then next up is a reissue of Beth and Hard Luck Woman. So if you look at the one that I have, it says plant number 72 on it. And you go down to the bottom where it says the polygram address, it says New York, New York. Alright. The one that I need right here is the same layout, same plant number. If you read that rim text at the bottom, it says New York, NY on it. So I believe Tom Daniels supplied me with that one, and then the previous one, the Shandy, was given to me by Stuart Gregory along with the Peter Criss Camel label. and I believe the other Shandy label came from Stuart Gregory as well. And then the last one that I know of is the Tears Are Falling single. That's a promotional copy. It's a variation of what I have, so here's mine. If you look at the bottom, the rim text where it says the polygram stuff at the bottom, that text is white. So the one that I need right here, if you look at that text, it's yellow. And there they are side by side. So, and that is, in a nutshell, what Mike needs. So, and like I said before, this is what I know of. I mean, I can't possibly know every variation that's out there. All I can do is pay attention to what other people show and do my best to document what's out there. So that's what this is. It's always a growing list. I mean, it might grow slow, but it grows. I mean, so with all that said, again, I gotta reiterate, I am not in a position to buy. So, I mean, I'm not, don't come at me with, hey, I got this 45, I want $300 for it because it's so rare. I'm not in that spot. So I appreciate it if you think of me like that, but yeah, right now it's just a want list. It's something that I'm always working on in the background, and you know, eventually I may get a bunch of them knocked out. I may never see none of these with my own two eyes, so who knows. But anyway, I appreciate you as always for hanging around with me and listening to my slightly southern accented bullshit, for lack of a better word. And anyway, yeah, that wraps it up. So again, I appreciate you hanging with me, and I will catch you on the next one.